How can you use mind maps to solve problems?
Well, the first thing you do is you create your central image, and that image needs to be colourful, needs to be a unique shape, not surrounded by a box. A lot of people like to draw a box with a word in it for the start of their mind map, but that is a real restriction to creativity. So try and be as creative with your central image as you can, and use it to be either the ideal that you're aiming towards, or a representation of the things you need to overcome, one way or other. It's obviously better to think of something positive than something negative, but try and represent that graphically in the centre of your mind map. If you really can't think of an image that represents it, then you can write a word, but use dimension, make it look 3D, use patterns, use colours, various ways to be creative about that, just to engage yourself in the problem. It's far best to have something visual to stimulate, to get the brain active to start with. Then of course you draw your main branches radiating out from the centre. And a good way to approach a problem is to start with questions. So maybe you have who, what, where, why, when, how, and also you can then add to those things like resources, things that you could draw upon that's going to help you in developing a solution for the problem. So once you've got those areas, it gives you something to start with. So what begins to help you analyse the problem. What are the elements of the problem? What do we know already? What are possibilities that could be changed in the way the problem is set out? Why? What was the origins of the problem? Why has it occurred? What situation led up to the situation that you're in now? Could you avoid those situations in future? So again, it's framing the problem but looking slightly wider. How? You then start to look at possible solutions. Resources, what can you use to help you with that? When? What are the timeframes involved? Where? What situation is this happening in? What is the environment? What are the current trends that underlie the particular situation you're in? So you can see how these questions can lead you to come up with many more ideas, many more associations, and you just freely radiate out on the mind map, adding ideas where they come. You could be working on the resources branch and suddenly think, actually there's a really important time factor here, so that goes on the when branch. So you can move around the mind map. You don't have to go in a sequence. It's just as the ideas come to you, you put them on the mind map where they fit, and eventually, after maybe a 20-minute brainstorming session of just thinking about the problem, you'll be able to see either a solution will jump out at you because of all the information on a single page in front of you lets you see much more clearly what the problems actually are. You can solve it straight away, or you can then use that as a springboard into a group discussion, moving on other ways of the techniques we've already talked about.